Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a hot minute since I have filmed. Yeah, what can I say? It's Christmas time. Things are crazy. I'm very busy with work and just a whole bunch of other things that are going on at the moment. But I'm finally back sitting down in front of a camera, ready to film my review on the brand new Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette. I actually got this when it first launched. I've literally had it for that long and I just haven't had the opportunity to film with it. Now, spoiler alert, I have actually played with this a few times since it's been delivered. So I am still going to obviously give you guys my thoughts and opinion on this palette. But look, the 3 times that I've used it since it's been delivered, I've really enjoyed it. But we'll get more into that very soon. The other thing that I want to share with you guys, and these I haven't used and they only just recently came in, and that is the Scott Barnes brushes. Now, he does have quite a fair few more in his collection. These were the ones that stuck out the most to me that I really wanted to try. And yeah, I ended up picking them up in the Black Friday sale. These are some of the eye brushes that he's got. I was really intrigued by them. I definitely, of course, have heard Tati talk about them and rave about them. So yeah, I really wanted to give them a go myself. And you know, it's just shapes like this as an example that I found to be really unique. And of course this one as well. Really unique looking brush. So I'm really curious to see how they work. And I thought, well, considering I discovered Scott Barnes, who if you don't know, he's JLo's makeup artist. I discovered him through Tati's channel. So I thought it's pretty fitting that I sort of blend these two products together, these two product reviews together, and do it like that. Now, to give you guys an idea, I have been following Tati for a really long time, and this was the very first Scott Barnes product that I ever purchased. So I don't think you can kind of see how he's got his name embossed into this glass. So yeah, really cool. This is just a mixing palette. It's a very thick bit of glass, as you can see. I've had this for years. I really enjoy it. As I said, it was one of the first things of Scott Barnes's collection that I ever purchased. And yeah, look, it's a bit extra, it's a bit bougie. Do you need this? No. But it works really well and I quite enjoy it for blending my foundations together and, you know, just using it as a mixing palette. So yes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into this video and straight into this review. Now, I hope everyone is appreciating my sunglasses at the moment. I am obviously using them as like a headband. Super convenient. So tonight I am actually going out. I'm going to my Christmas party. So I kind of want to do a look that's, I guess, a little bit on the extra side. So to start off with, I'm going to go ahead and apply these. I don't have anything on my eyes at the moment. So these are shadow shields. They're kind of an alternative to sticky tape. If you have sticky tape, by all means, go ahead and use that. But I really like these just for, you know, giving you a really sharp winged effect. And I do find that it's particularly handy for somebody like me who has fairly hooded eyes. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply those. But before I apply those, I actually think I might put my eye primer down as well, if I can find it. Where have I put it? Okay, so for eye primer today, I'm going to be going ahead and using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. This is quite liquidy. You don't need very much, and I just really enjoy it. I think it works quite well. There goes the shadow shields. Okay, so primer's down. I don't like to use an overly large amount of it. I think what I've applied is, you know, just enough. It's not too like liquidy or anything, but it's still, you know, it's still fairly tacky. Now with these, they do have like a little sticker thing at the back. So I just like to start with the middle one and the one closest to where I'll be placing it under my eye and just figuring out, you know, a good sort of shape. And then once you're happy with it, you just sort of lay it down. I could take that extra tab out, like if I wanted to, but I feel like that's fairly secure. So we'll just quickly do the other side. Okay, so once we've got the shadow shields down, looking fairly even, it's time to, of course, get straight into this palette. Now, I really love the way that this palette feels. It's very luxury. I like the fact that Tati Beauty is sort of raised. It looks really aesthetically really nice. The only thing, I have no idea what this material is, but you get fingerprints all over it, and it does mark very easily. So that's the only thing that is like, not the best for me. But when you open this palette up, and I'm sure you guys have seen this all over everywhere, and look, there's my desk, look how messy it is. I know. But I really do appreciate the size of the mirror that you get in this palette. I think that's very handy for travel. And then of course, going ahead and looking at the shades, it is very neutral, and I love that. I think that's fabulous. So the other thing that I really like about this is the names of the shades, or the lack of. So rather than name the shades individually, she's named the rows individually, and also pointed out that you've got like a glitter row here, metallic, sequin, and mattes, and then the rows are actually named. So we've got memory, we've got, I'm reading upside down, what have we got? Ritual, we've got story, we've got soothe, we have got aura, and we have poet. So I really enjoy the concept of that. I think that's actually quite unique and quite clever. I really like it. And yeah, of course the shades are just beautiful. It's a neutral palette. I love the look of it. I think it's hilarious that you say it's a neutral palette when you look at those glitters down the bottom. There's nothing neutral about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get stuck into it. Okay, so the first brush out of the Scott Barnes collection that I'll be using is this one here. It is brush number 62, and this is the crease brush, the fluffy brush, whatever you want to call it. It does feel absolutely amazing. It feels so soft, and as we all know, if you watch Tati, you know that she absolutely raves about the quality of this brush, the placement of the shadow, and just how beautifully it blends everything out. So let's go ahead, and what do we want to do tonight? This is my question. I kind of feel like being a little bit on the neutral side, funnily enough. So I think I'm going to start with Aura, and I'm going to take the matte shade, which is this one right here, and we're just going to take a little bit of that and start to apply it into our crease. So straight away I can tell you that just using this brush, it does feel so incredibly soft. And if I was using a shade that was slightly more pigmented than this, you could definitely see like how it places the shadow and the control that you get. You can kind of see it a little bit on camera, but yeah, I can definitely notice it straight away using it. You really have a lot of control using this brush, which is quite lovely. And I really like that shade, so win-win so far. Alright, so I want to create a little bit more dimension now in my crease line, so we're going to move over to the Soothe row, and again just taking that beautiful matte shade just here on the same brush. And I think now you're probably going to be able to see that placement that I was talking about. So just starting into our crease, and can you see it almost like it just draws a line so beautifully. Like, this is just such a lovely brush, and I feel like I have so much control right now. It's so lovely to use. Just bringing that shadow in. And the other thing as well is, let's just talk about the shadow at this point. I feel like it blends so effortlessly. It looks absolutely stunning, and I just love how easy it is to work with. It's just beautiful. Okay, so now it's time to deepen up our outer corners, and of course to do that I'm going to go in with this amazing matte black. This is out of the row Memory. Everyone raves about how amazing this matte black actually is. I have used it once before, and I can attest it is probably one of the best matte blacks I have ever used. Now to pick that up, I'm going to use the Scott Barnes brush number 63. Really interesting shape, and for me, I just feel like that's going to be perfect for, you know, starting to create a bit of a wing effect and, you know, hopefully blending it out nicely. We'll see. All right, so just going to go ahead and see, this is what I mean. Can you see how that's just, for me, I feel like that's such a perfect shape brush. So let's go ahead and see how this applies. Now, sticking with the matte black, going to now go in with this Scott Barnes brush. This is the brush number 59. Really like the angle on this. Again, just going to take some more of Memory in the matte black, and I'm just going to really start to concentrate that on my lash line. Kind of like in a stamping motion, you would say. And then just going to take it again, just without tapping it this time, and just create that really sharp line. And then again, just coming back into using the, what is it called, number 63 brush, and then just softening everything up. And just like blending it up, that's the other thing, just keep blending it up. Okay, so now I feel like it's sequin time. So what we're gonna do, actually no, I'm gonna go ahead and use the metallic row, and I'm going to take it out of the Aurora shade, so this one right here. And I'm going to use this as essentially a base for our glitter. So this time I'm going to use the Scott Barnes brush number 61. Really, again, very unusual looking brush, but I'm so intrigued about the shape of this guy. So just going to take some of that shimmery shade or metallic shade and just tap off any excess. And now I'm just going to literally place that right above that black shade, right into the lid and just below the crease line. Honestly, can you see how beautifully that just applies? It's so easy. Oh my goodness. I have never used any brushes that are like this before, honestly. These are just beautiful. Just going to go back in, not applying any more of the shadow, but just want to go back over and redefine that black and just get rid of any metallic shade that may have fallen down. I don't know why I couldn't remember the word metallic, but anyway. And this is exciting. I feel like this is looking really good. Okay, so moving on. Now it is definitely time for the glitter, and I'm actually, oh, do I put down a glitter glue just to be safe? I feel like I might need to, just to be safe. Okay, let's do that. Because I'm going out tonight and I do need everything to like stay there. So gonna go in with an Old Faithful. This is the NYX glitter glue. It's an inexpensive glitter glue, but it works really, really well. So just gonna take the tiniest amount, and I literally mean the smallest amount, on my finger. I need to be very, very careful with this because I do have hooded eyes. They crease very easily, and then everything can just go to hell very, very quickly if I'm not careful with placement. So I'm just going to concentrate that on my inner corner and just sort of like very carefully tap it across my lid. But, you know, just being super, super careful and not using very much at all. Can't stress that enough, guys. If you have eyes that are shaped like mine, less is more. Less is always more. So once you have that in place, I'm just going to now go ahead and take some of that, or oh my god, that glitter. This is from the Aurora shade. Like, look at that. And it kind of shifts different colors. I don't know if you can see that on the, like, I don't know if the camera is picking up on that, but it kind of has blues, reds, almost a hint of green and purple in it too. It's actually such a stunning, stunning glitter. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this now. Oh my goodness. That's how you know it's a good glitter, when there's hardly any left on your finger. It just, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Just gonna take a little, oops, no, didn't want it to go there. Gonna take a little bit more and just really try and get it into my inner corner. Now, where is that other brush? Hold on. Come through for me, Scott, come through for me. Just gonna try and get rid of that glitter that I've applied accidentally all the way up there, because that is not what I wanted it to do. Damn it. Look, I'm not too concerned because it's gonna end up everywhere anyway, but let's go ahead and keep applying it. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this brush here. So this is by Inglot. It's just got like a plastic silicone tip, and it's really, really great for picking up glitter and placing it essentially where you want it to go. And so I'm just going to take some of it now on here, just like that. And I'm just going to try and place it a little bit more strategically than what my finger could, just in these sorts of points here. Alright, so now I'm going to go back in with my Scott Barnes. This was the 59 brush. Really, really dense brush here. Going to take some more of that matte black shade and then just reapply that to the lash line. Just because I feel like we lost it a little bit. Okay, so far I feel like this is looking alright. What I'm going to do now is quickly go ahead and finish this eye off of camera, come back, take these strips off and show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I'm back and it's time to take these beauties off. Straight away I feel like this side's going to look better than this side, or the other way around, but we'll see how it goes. Are we ready? Here we go. Just like that, you rip it off. And just like that, you rip it off. And you have kind of not perfect shadow. Look, they're not bad. They kind of, you know, you can see what I'm going, where I was going with using it. I think that maybe we'll just do a little touch up with our Scott Barnes, especially on this side. I feel like it's worse than the other. Actually, the more I look at it, it's not too bad. Like, I think it just, when I go like that, you can kind of sort of see the unevenness, but it's not too bad. Alright, so what I want to do now is go back into Soothe, and we're just going to take the matte shade out of the Soothe shade, out of the Soothe row, and we're just going to very lightly take that right above our crease, just to redefine that beautiful brown shade. I only need the tiniest amount here, and just to really, you know, redefine that section. I feel like we lost it a little bit, and just sort of bringing that in a little bit too. And overall, I feel like this is looking pretty good. So I just want to quickly show you that is the glitter we ended up using, this one right here. Such a pretty glitter. It does reflect so many different colors. I feel like it's quite festive, quite Christmassy almost. And yeah, so far I'm really enjoying how this is looking. So now guys, what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and apply some base makeup, and I'll come back because I want to show you guys A, how we're going to do the lower lash line, and B, I want to go ahead and use this guy as well. So yeah, I'll be right back once I've applied all that stuff. Okay, and we're back, and in case anyone is wondering, yes, I have glitter in my hair. Good. All right, so what we're going to do now is just finish the face off. So I'm going to start by using the Scott Barnes, and this is the brush number 65. I am assuming this is the contouring brush. It's in the shape of a contouring sort of brush, I would assume. It is actually, I was expecting this to be not so densely packed. I thought it would be a little bit softer, but this is actually quite heavily packed, and it is actually quite firm, so that was a surprise. But I'm going to go ahead and use this just to do a little bit of some powder contour now. I do have a little bit of cream contour that I did do before on, nothing too crazy, just a little bit etched out, I suppose. Now for contour today, I am going to be diving into my Hourglass. It's so dirty. This is one of my ambient palettes. Now this was the limited edition Mecca birthday palette. The only thing in this palette that is limited edition is actually the blush, which they actually relaunched this year. Everything else you can just go ahead and buy. So we're going to be going ahead and using this one here, and this one here is called the Luminous Bronzing Light. So I'm going to take a fair amount of this on the brush. Seems to be picking up quite nicely, and we're just going to go ahead and start applying it. So it is an interesting, like, I don't know, it's weird to use because the brushes that I'm like, for when I usually do my contour, I'm usually used to using a brush like this. This is of course a Morphe brush, but as you can see, it's nowhere near as densely packed. It's quite flexible. So I don't know, I like to sort of get it in there and just really, you know, blend it out kind of like that. And I don't know, I just prefer how it disperses the product, I think. So this is definitely a bit different for me using a brush like this, but I do like it. It's different. I think it's just something that, you know, I have to get used to, but I definitely do like the feel of it. You know, it is applying the product quite nicely from what I can see. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's just a bit different to what I'm used to using. I like the thickness of it as well. So that's quite nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's applying the product just fine, I think. I really feel like it just gets that angle. Like it really does just hug the face quite nicely, especially around the forehead. I really like it for around the forehead. I just feel like it just gets into those nooks really nicely. I have to tell you, the more I'm using this brush, the more I'm really liking it actually. Wasn't anticipating to like it as much as what I do. That's actually quite good. My glasses are starting to fail me, I think, for keeping my hair back though. That's a bit disappointing. Just gonna take a little down the nose. It's actually like it's the perfect shape. Like you can tell he's really thought about it when it comes to creating these brushes. Yeah, that was quite nice to use. So now I'm just going to quickly finish this off with a little bit of blush, but before I do that I should probably wipe away the extra powder I have all over my face. For reference guys, I did just go ahead and use Coty S Spun Powder. It's cheap and it works extremely well. You just have to be able to somehow deal with the very pungent smell that it comes with. But yeah, if you can get over that, it's actually quite a nice, it's quite a lovely powder actually. So gonna go ahead and overdo the blush as I usually do, just like that. I do love me some blush. They say it's the first thing to disappear off your face, and I happen to agree with that. So it's the beginning of the night, I'm gonna pack her on. And it's such a lovely shade. Anything that's like a corally, peachy shade, I'm just, I'm into it. I like it. I like it a lot. And for highlight, which I know this has got nothing to do with the review that we're doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to use my Laura Geller Baked Highlighter. This is in the shade Gilded Honey. Such a lovely, lovely highlight, especially if you're like me and you're rocking an intense tan at the moment. This foundation shade is way too dark for me, but I feel like I can kind of pull it off when I have a tan happening, and I will be going out at night, so again I feel like I can get away with it even more so then. Comment down below if I'm wrong. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this palette. Alright, so now I want to sort of finish everything off under my eyes. So I think what we're going to do is stick with the matte black, because I am really loving that at the moment. I just think it looks so nice. And so yeah, I want to keep going with that. So again, just taking this shade right here. And again, I'm going to continue to apply this with my Scott Brans. This is the 59 brush. I am loving this brush for a really controlled line. It's just lovely. And so we're just going to start by taking this along our lower lash line, and I'm literally just going to like stamp it into my lash line, if you can see what I'm doing there. Again, keeping it super controlled. And just really stamping it in there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and continue to smoke out our lower lash line, and to do that I'm going to jump into the Soothe Row, again taking that beautiful brown matte shade. And I'll be honest, if I had another one of these I would definitely be using this for underneath my lower lash line, but because this has got a lot of that matte black already through the brush, I'm actually going to go ahead and use this one here. So this is by Cosette. This is the P360 brush, really unique shape brush again. And look, I just really like this for detailed work. I really enjoy it for, you know, smoking things out into the lower lash line, and, you know, creating liner and stuff with it. It's really quite cool to use. So just going to go ahead and very lightly brush this just underneath where we've got that black. Again, just to create that sense of dimension under the eye. I'm just sort of taking it up. So it's only really subtle, it's nothing too like in your face, but I just feel like it makes a big difference. Alright, so once you've got that all done, we're now going to do a little bit more detailed work in our inner corner. So for that I'm going to use this brush here. This is by Morphe. It's the Jaclyn Hill collaboration. So this is the JH42 brush. You guys know I really love this brush for very detailed work. And what we're going to do is jump straight into the metallic shade from the Aurora row, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to take that quite generously and place that into our inner corner. As you can see, like, I just feel that is such a beautiful, subtle, almost bridal metallic. It's such a stunning shade. Like, my goodness, that is very bridal. In fact, to be honest, I could see myself wearing this on my wedding day, including all the glitter, because that's just who I am. But yeah, so far I have to say I'm really loving how this is looking. I think it just looks stunning. I was tempted to put some some liner on in my waterline, but I kind of feel like I may not need it. I think I might just sort of leave it how it is, to be honest. I think it's looking pretty alright. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and finish getting ready so you can see the final look, and then I'm going to come back and obviously give you guys my thoughts and opinions, not only on the palette, but of course on the brushes we've been using today as well. Okay guys, so here we are with the final look. I am running so late. This is hilarious. Okay, I have to get on with it. Right, so firstly, let's talk about this palette. Now, guys, as I did tell you in the beginning, I was, you know, I was dying to use this when this first arrived. So I have used this a couple of times now, and I can hands down tell you right now, this is my favorite palette of 2019, possibly my favorite palette ever. It is just so beautiful. It has everything in it that you could possibly need and want. I really am looking forward to, you know, the further products that she's going to release from her line. I'm very excited for the next palette. I know the next product isn't going to be a palette, it's going to be something else, but look, if the quality of this is anything to go off, I'm very, very excited for what's to come. If you haven't already picked this up yet, definitely do keep an eye out for when she restocks it. I think she mentioned recently that she'll be restocking it come the new year. It definitely is just so very much worth your money. Yeah, just a really beautiful palette, what can I say? Now, moving on to the brushes. So, look, I have to tell you, these were quite expensive for what they are. I appreciate the design of many of them. I think they are very unique. I think they performed beautifully. And for that, I feel, in my opinion, can justify the price point. So look, as a collective with these ones, I ended up spending, I think it cost me something about $105, something around that range, 110 maybe, US dollars that is, of course. And I did pick these up in the sale, and I think it was something like 20% off at the time. So individually they are, you know, they are quite expensive, but for me, I find that I will reach for them every single time now. This one I'm still kind of on the edge with. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I don't love it. It's not my absolute favorite. But when it comes to eye brushes, I think that these are just some of the best eye brushes I have ever used, hands down, period. Absolutely phenomenal quality. They just apply the shadow so effortlessly. They blend things out so beautifully. And look, for me personally, this is probably one of my most favorite makeup looks that I have done in a really long time. I'm really, really impressed with how this has all turned out. So yeah, they're my thoughts on these ones. So guys, look, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the look I was able to come up with tonight. If you like it, let me know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and you can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram right here. I would love to have you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I can't believe I'm about to hit 500 subscribers. That's just amazing and so exciting for me. You know, I know some of you might think, geez, that's not a lot, but for me, that's so many. And yeah, I really appreciate the fact that you guys enjoy my videos enough to subscribe and keep leaving me comments and everything like that. I see you guys, I appreciate it, and just thank you so much for supporting me on this little journey of mine. You know, I love makeup and I love sharing it with you guys, so yeah, I just can't say thank you enough. I really appreciate your love and support on this channel. So look guys, that's everything for this one. I should have another video up before the end of this year, so keep an eye out for that one whenever it does go up. It'll be before the end of the year though, I promise. Anyway, that's everything guys. Thank you so much again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Mwah. I'll see you all in the next one.